I'm Jenny Thomas.
And I'm her friend, Ellie David. We decided to create a podcast that embodies what you would talk about with your closest friends.
So sit back and relax and put your headphones in.
Because you're listening to the Honestly Unfiltered podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Honestly Unfiltered podcast. Ellie, how are you? How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was really, really great. Really great. How I am is a whole nother topic, but how was your Christmas?
I hear you. Same. It was good. It was, I'm glad. It's been nice to have some time off, more than a couple days. I haven't had more than a long weekend off in probably 2-3 years. So it's been nice, but
good.
I did too much. I'm doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to wheel myself into the OR for that hip replacement.
Oh, Jesus. I bet you are.
Did you get anything special for Christmas?
Actually, my gift apparently did not arrive in time, so I still haven't gotten it from Justin anyway.
Yeah.
So I have a sneaky suspicion of what it is, but I could be wrong, so I don't know.
What do you think it is?
I think it's a laptop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a laptop. Because I know the second I mentioned it to him, that's his favorite thing to buy is electronics. So he's like, I'm sure he was like, yes, I get permission to buy something electronic. But it didn't get here yet. So, but yeah, the kids got me some pajamas that I wanted. And, I'm so ezy to please.
Oh, you really are. You're very easy to buy for.
I love everything. It's just like, I really love everything. Like, and it's funny because, even my Secret Santa thing at work, I put, because they said, well, write a few things you like. And I'm like, Harry Potter, Taylor Swift, candles, socks. It's very hard to displease me when giving me a gift. So, they did a good job. Everybody seemed happy. What about you?
Same. And I was going to say, when I buy for you for your birthday and stuff, or if I'm picking up something, it's not a matter of what do I get you, it's what not to get you, because there's so many things I want to choose from. But with Maria, it's like, oh my God, what do I get her? Like, she's so hard to buy for. And Wyatt, my husband, he's hard to buy for. And, but yeah, so no, actually,
I feel like you're hard to buy for me.
See, that's what Wyatt says.
I still have your birthday present here, by the way.
You already gave me my birthday present.
Like, I feel like, okay, like Maria is hard to buy for, but that's why I always go the ironic route. That's why I give her those kinds of gifts.
Right.
Because I'm never going to nail it. And she's the one that will be like, no, you missed. I don't like it. So I do the funny stuff, her and I with our squirrels, so I'll do something with that, so I do those kinds of gifts.
Yeah.
And they're normally a good, and I like to make her laugh and laugh at herself. So that's a good thing. But I have a hard time with you. I'm like, cause you're a little bougie with your style.
Yeah.
And I want to do you proud. So what I try to do with you is like, okay, I'm going to get her something in a realm that she could totally exchange it for something else. I just need to get to the price point to where, she could exchange it for something else similar if she's not into this thing. But you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You're kind of like my sister Nikki in that way. You guys have a lot of, you're stylish. I'm not.
Oh yes, so, you are. You are.
Like, I have some things that I'm into, but
yeah,
I want to, like I said, I want to do something like cute and creative and yeah.
No, I always like I always love with you what you get me. It's funny that you say that because you always nail it.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like you always put a lot of thought into it.
I really do.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't mess around. Now, Justin, like you were saying, our husbands. What did you end up getting Wyatt?
It's a good question. Oh,
because I have a funny story.
And you're gonna laugh at this. So, I got him this. he constantly plays Call of Duty on his phone. So I got him this thing called Backbone, and it's a controller, and your phone slides into it. So that way you can use the controller while you're playing. It like mimics a PlayStation or Xbox controller.
Cool.
Although he hasn't used it yet, so I don't think that was a big hit. He thought it was cool, but the problem is you have to take your case off your phone to use it, and he has an OtterBox, and I don't know if that's ever going to get used. So, we'll see. And I picked him up a Tommy Bahama shirt I saw it one in TJ Maxx, and I bought him. He likes the underwear from Duluth Trading Company, and they have this type called the Armachillo, and it keeps the boys cool. But they're like $25 a pair.
Dang.
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten any in a while. Like it's been a couple of years, and I noticed one. And these are things that I always forget about with him. But so I was folding his laundry one day a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, new underwear. So I ran in here, and I happened to catch them on sale for like $18 a piece. So I got him like 3 pair. And I wrapped him up, and I swear to God that he was like, oh my God, new underwear. And he was like so excited. And I was like, oh my God, like I spent a fortune on everything else and you love the underwear. Like he went and threw them in the washing machine right away to wash them so he could wear them. And
oh my God.
And now they have because it's been a couple of years, and it's the new thing is the bullpen pouch. And so they have like the little kangaroo pouch. And today he's like, I like this kangaroo pouch. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to keep the boys off your leg and from sticking and everything. And he's like, nice. Yeah. So
that sounds like something Justin needs.
Yeah,
I need to get on that.
Seriously, I'll have to send you a link. And apparently they have because he used to always use baby powder to keep everything from sticking and chafing and all that stuff. And it used to like get a rash from the heat. And since he's had these, no, doesn't need them at all. Doesn't need that at all.
Wow.
Which makes me feel better.
They're so expensive.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, it does. But sometimes you can catch them on sale.
Yeah, I'll have to look.
Yeah, or like buy. I think we bought like a couple pairs at a time, and add up to them. Yeah.
You get 1 pair a month until you get your collection going.
Like right now, they have the Christmas ones on sale for like a 3-pack of 35. But so if he doesn't mind wearing Christmas ones all year, hey.
I don't think he gives a shit. I could not think of what to get him, Justin. So last minute, I'm like, oh, a toaster. So he has been obsessed with our toaster. He hates it. Obsessed in a bad way. He hates our fucking toaster. I don't know what it is, but I will tell you, he has an obsession with English muffins with peanut butter and like a half a stick of butter as his like midnight snack. And so I guess there's some issue with him and this toaster. Everywhere we go, this has been a couple years now, because I'm like, whatever, it's a toaster, it's fine, it works. I mean, what's the problem? Everywhere we go that there's any kind of like home goods or whatever, is there a toaster? Do they have a toaster? I mean, it's just like this weird obsession. So I'm like, okay, this will be kind of funny, but it is something he wants. So I ordered the toaster on Amazon in enough time that it would get here Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve rolls around, and I was supposed to go pick up my grandmother and bring her to the house. And he comes in the room and he goes, hey, can you swing by Best Buy? I just got this toaster.
Oh, no.
It was the deal of the day at Best Buy. All these years that he's mentioned about it.
Right?
Just now. This is when he finally actually does something about it, when I've already ordered one.
Oh, no.
So now we have 2 toasters.
Send one with Georgia home to the dorm.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out somebody that needs a fucking toaster. But yeah, that was our big, oh shit. Okay, never mind.
Ashton, I mean, I actually did pretty well with that. They usually don't know what to get me either. Or they give it away, or I know, or I've tipped them off. And so I pretty much know. I was actually had no clue this year. And it like Justin with yours, Ashton, I mean, Wyatt was sweating it because he was like, I don't know if it's going to get here. I don't know if it's going to get here on time. It ended up getting here New Year's Eve, and he sent it, but he always has my stuff sent to his dad's house so that I can't figure out what it is.
Oh,
He
okay.
got me, and I mentioned this once in passing. I was watching a live on like one of these collectible type sites that they do like the book signings and all that virtually. Rick Springfield has, now don't laugh, a 40th anniversary box set for Working Class Dog, his first real album.
Okay.
So he got me the box set.
Cool.
And it has the CD, an album. It has like a cool tour book in it. Like,
Oh, cool.
and it has an autograph. Like, I have a million autographs, but but it's just something cool that I can get framed. So I was completely blown away and shocked. I had no idea, because when I told him, he was like, "Oh, whatever," because it was like $100, and
Okay.
like we just never mentioned it again. And
Oh,
I know,
good job.
yeah.
Dang, that was a good one.
Yeah, Ashton got me. It's from Dry Bar, and I haven't bought it because it was pretty expensive. But I made a comment to Wyatt one day that they were half off, and the one I have sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. I just don't care for it as much. The one of those hair blower brushes, with the
Okay.
big round brush on it.
Yeah, yeah.
It literally saves me like probably half the time getting ready, because I can just blow it out like that, and it gives your hair body rather than blowing it out and then flat ironing it. And I prefer a little bit of body.
I've always wanted to try one to
Well,
see.
you can have my old one because your hair's longer.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
yeah. And so he got me that. Ashton got me that. It was really cool. I was really happy. I think he got it like half off. So it was like $120 half off. So it's normally like $250. And he bought Wyatt and I a new TV for our bedroom.
Wow.
I know. I was shocked. I mean, that was
Wow,
really
that's so
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we had was really old.
Really?
Yeah, it was like this TV. My brother and I had it when we had the e-cig store, and it was the TV we had hanging there. So it's like literally
That is.
over 10 years old.
Wow.
And when we went to, DirecTV Now or AT&T Stream, whatever it's called these days, we bought the boxes. They were $100 a piece. We got one free, and we bought one to go. It was like an Android box. Well, the one in the bedroom was starting to go. Like every time we tried to turn it on, it was a hassle. And one night, Ashton and I, a couple weeks ago, we're in there watching TV because I didn't feel good. And I'm like, this damn box. I'm like, I just need to buy a new TV. I just need to buy a new TV. I just need to buy a Roku TV because the TV's like on its way out. You have the volume button, blah, 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 blah. And so needless to say, the next day he went and bought us a TV for in there.
Oh, cool.
Really nice. Just, the TCLs have the Roku in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's a 4K, which is really nice too. But now Wyatt will never leave the bedroom.
Hey, listen, we are the TV house.
Yeah, I know
Justin
you are.
is like obsessed with TVs.
He did Justin proud. Justin would be proud of him.
My God. But that's very generous of him.
Yes,
that's cool.
It was.
Like,
I thought it was very sweet.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It's always sweet when the kids are like, they are. They want to do nice things for you and, spend their money. Georgia and Abby and Katie. I mean, God,
you have good kids.
Bless her heart. I mean, Katie is, well, yeah, we all do. It's a testament to us. They're sweet and, empathetic and kind and, but Katie's been killing herself, with the baby and delivering pizza to make money, which she's making really good money. So it's like, I'm like, dang, I'm about to switch professions, but yeah. So, but she even got stuff for her sisters. All three of the girls got stuff for each other. They got stuff for us. It's always sweet.
It is.
And it's a new era. It's like you're getting into the phase where they're becoming adults, and we went way too hard as per usual with the gift giving for the kids.
Oh, I did.
And I love listen, I want to buy my kids things. I want to give them everything. But it's like we just put so much pressure on ourselves every year.
Mhm.
And Justin is the worst. I mean, he's the worst. And one of the things that we did was when Georgia, I'm sure I mentioned it to you at some point, but she was supposed to go to Massachusetts
Georgia?
in this, yeah, with her college roommate, because that's where she's from.
Mm.
And they had gotten like, they were like fast friends. And then something happened. I don't know what. And I don't believe it was on Georgia's end. But it just fell apart. Like they aren't really that friendly anymore. And they're
Are they still roommates?
okay. Yeah, they're still roommates, but they just lost the closeness or whatever. And Georgia still doesn't know what happened. But anyway, before that happened, she was super excited about this. The girl had invited her to come there. So we purchased a plane ticket as one of her Christmas presents.
Shit.
And then it was falling apart and Georgia was very stressed. And I'm like, look, this is enough. Like, you don't need to go.
Right.
Obviously, this girl needs to go home. Maybe she's just homesick, needs to be with her people, just bow out gracefully and tell her, look, go home, do your thing, and then we'll have a credit and you can use it to go do something else.
Yeah.
So that was one of her Christmas presents, though.
Yeah.
That's a big Christmas present.
Oh, yeah. It's expensive to go there. Yeah.
And it was like $600. So
wow.
The whole time I'm like shopping and trying to get everybody else done. Justin's worried about, is Georgia going to have enough to open on Christmas? Like, dude, she is in college. It's not like we're dealing with a toddler that doesn't understand, money, so he was just like in a total panic. And he kept saying, never again. We're never buying Christmas presents early like that. And I'm like, oh my God, you're insane. So anyway, but yeah, we definitely, and the Taylor Swift tickets that I did secure were, one of their, yeah, for sure. So, it's just every year like we went way too hard. And of course the baby,
Oh, of course.
First Christmas,
yes.
What are you going to do? I don't think I went too crazy with that.
No. Now, when she gets older and knows what Christmas is, you will.
Oh, that's different.
Oh, yeah. That's a total different animal.
I went a little crazy with the clothes I ordered, but in my defense,
they were on sale.
Carter's had a sale like a couple weeks ago that started. And it was just too good to be true. I was like, and she needs clothes. She's growing. So it was kind of like a present for her and for them, because it's like, let me buy these clothes so you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, it was like a box, quite large, that went on for a minute. She's like taking the outfits out. She's like, Mom, oh my God. Like, I was like, yeah.
Justin's probably like shooting you the dagger.
Yeah. He doesn't even dare touch the stuff with the baby. He's like, I'm not even going to waste my breath.
Yeah.
My dad was here though. My dad's like, Jesus Christ, I'm like, listen. My sister did defend me. She's like, Dad, that is her first grandchild. Yeah. But, in my defense, I did get different sizes.
Okay. So there. Yeah.
I was trying to, whatever. But it was, whatever. I stand by my choice.
Hey, it's your first grandbaby. I would too.
But as far as like toys, we only got a few things.
Yeah.
But of course my mom did stuff and they did stuff and her other grandma did stuff and her aunties did stuff. Come on. It's like this kid's gonna be pretty spoiled. But we had my other sisters her son and her stepson, they did come on Christmas Eve. So that was fun. Okay. We got to like, give them presents and spend time with them and but it was a blessing that they came, and that we could just spend time together. Yeah. And my mom and my stepdad came.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you had everybody there.
Yep. And my grandma, I went and picked her up. So this was all Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And so we basically did like my family Christmas Eve sort of, and then my husband's family Christmas Day. But my mom hadn't seen my grandma in person in almost 3 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they got to spend time together. Grandma did really good, Nanny.
Oh yeah, she behaved.
Yeah, she did really good. She was cracking jokes and, like everybody really enjoyed seeing her, and she, it was good for her. So
Yeah.
it was good. But, and then Sunday, Christmas Day, yeah, we had, my husband's family here, and my sister and my dad came back. But yeah, today I was like, the hell was I thinking saying I'd work on Monday like a
Yeah. I
dumbass?
was I
Like,
was surprised when you said you left work. I was like, oh, damn, she's a brave soul.
like what?
Either
I
money's
think
tight or she was masochist sick
no,
that day.
I think I felt bad because like I'm thinking, okay, I don't have to work at all Christmas weekend. All these people that do have to work, let me, kind of help out or whatever. But yeah, it was dumbass move. I'll live another day.
If I would have had to go to work today, boy, they would have had to carry me there.
So now did you go to, you said you went to Wyatt's family house, right?
Yeah, we went to his sister's house because I usually do Christmas for them. We always, when my family was here, we would always do Christmas Eve with my family and then Christmas Day with Wyatt's. And then, because my brother's wife's family always did a big Christmas Day. So it worked out, but we, the three of us, we opened presents on Christmas Eve night because Ashton had to work Christmas morning. He had to be there at 9. So he was worried that he wouldn't get up in time and be able to open his presents and then make it to work on time. So I could see he was stressing about it. So we said, let's just do it tonight if you want to. So that's what we did. And then, we around 1:00, Wyatt told me we had to be there at 1:00. And so I'm running around the house, rushing, and we get to his sister's house at 1:45. And I go, your brother's not here yet. And he goes, yeah, well, it's 1:45, She said 2:00. So, and I looked at him, I go, you, Maria, and Ellie's me. He said, yep, I sure did. And we're 15 minutes early.
Listen, sometimes we gotta we cannot be playing around.
Yeah. Nope.
If it's very important, things must be done. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. So we went there for a couple of hours and then came home. Yeah, and we watched the game last night. So yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah,
we got to FaceTime with my brother and his wife, which was nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He called and he's like, normally we'll just send a text on Christmas to each other and talk prior to. And he was like, hey, he's like, oh, you're in the car? He's like, I was hoping we'd FaceTime. And I was like, oh, well, but we're on our way home. So when I got home, we FaceTimed and
wow,
it was nice. It was nice to see their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
I'm sure. It's been a long time since you've seen either one of them, right? Have you even FaceTimed your brother?
No, we talk on the phone, but no, I haven't seen his face in over a year.
Yeah, that's hard, Yeah. And really with the technology, you should be doing that more.
Yeah, and I don't know why we don't. I really don't. But, I guess just life gets in the way. He did say that she's, his wife is, she's been very scared about COVID. So she's finally, and I think really what it does to a lot of people is you get into this rhythm of just not seeing anybody. And then you get, I could understand that because working from home certain days of the week, Friday and Monday, by Tuesday, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go out. Like I can come home on Thursday afternoon and I won't leave the house till Tuesday morning. So, so hopefully in the next few months or something, we can go visit.
Now, does she work?
Mm-hmm. She works for, the University of North Carolina. So she works remotely a lot, but she does go into the office. So it's, yeah. So she hasn't really had to leave.
Right.
But
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I mean,
no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No. Mine's nothing.
Well, no, I was just going to say that's what's happened with my mom. Mm-hmm. And, it's frustrating. There's times where I've been hurt by it, angry, frustrated. She's missed important things, whatever. But I do have empathy for it, and especially recently with my panic attacks getting worse and anxiety and stuff, it's scary, and it doesn't make sense to other people.
Yeah.
And that part of it I understand, I might not understand your thing and what's scaring you and what's, causing you to be recluse like that. But I can definitely understand that feeling and the feeling that other people are like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, just, snap out of it, and it's like, well, I wish I could, but I can't, like, I don't know what to tell you. So I understand that part.
Yeah. No, it was cute because I said to my brother, I haven't seen him. And, he's got his beard's a little longer. And he's got this like real barbered haircut, like the clean lines and the fade up and everything. And even Ashton said, look at his hair. I like it. And I said, I like your hair. And he goes, yeah, we call this the white supremacist haircut. It's like, because he looks like, I go, well, you look like one of those guys that would be like in the Monster Jam show, with the motorcycles, the bikes, and, like Richard Rollins gas monkey type look. And he said,
shit.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, as we call this the white supremacist haircut.
Oh, shit.
With the beard,
I'm picturing it now in my head.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he is.
Both of you have such a good sense of humor. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys talked. So, you want to get into our
yes.
Well, really yours, but I guess it's ours because it's the podcast.
Yeah.
So our TikTok fame all of a sudden.
Holy crap. I am, I know we get stuff every now and then that like blows up.
Right.
But like my phone has literally been going off all weekend long. And
so
like right now I just checked it. I have 45 new alerts on TikTok.
Wow.
And the first video well, it's not really a video, but it's our audio with a picture of our clips from our Prince Harry and Meghan podcast that we did last week. The first one has 7,500 views. Okay, 7,500 views, 568 likes, 70 comments, 1 share, and 17 bookmarks. I've picked up like 150 new followers. The second video, 12,400 views, 973 likes, 216 comments, 51 bookmarks.
Wow.
The third one has 17,600 views, 1,185 likes, and 178 comments and 45 bookmarks.
Wow.
And then I posted one more, was like an answer to, like, people kept saying Meghan's a narcissist. And TikTok has this feature now where you can answer the question and it puts the caption up. And so I happened to see a video of this doctor. So she was a psychologist, and she was, explaining what a narcissist is and what the qualities,
like what qualifies you.
Yeah. And she read them all, and she said, Meghan's not a narcissist. She's been traumatized. She is suffering from trauma. And, so I posted that. That's got like 1,000 views and 57 likes and 8 comments and 3 bookmarks. I mean, it's just been amazing to me. But
that is.
Yeah. But as we know, which is even more shocking to me, is the people either love or hate them.
Oh, yeah. There's like no gray area.
No. And it's like vile hate. It is like people say the nastiest things about them, and I can't get over it. And I will say what I love about the people that love them, that they love us. And like, I don't even have to, there were a couple times I did, comment back and forth, respond in some sort of, not nasty, but really kind of quippy, response. But the people that like would come to our defense, especially when people were really nasty, like, you two bitches are stupid. First of all, those people I blocked and deleted their shit. But, people were like, don't you call those girls that? Like, you mean troll. You need to go, like they'll say things nasty back, which is not, it's not right or wrong. It's not, 2 wrongs don't make it right. But I was like, holy crap, like, seriously. It's just, amazing to me. And, you know, it just goes to show you, like, how many people will troll them.
Well, this is something I'd like to point out too that I don't think we really touched on. But the thing that's happening with Meghan and Harry that I think a lot of us Americans don't quite understand, the way you can understand it better, and yeah, we try not to be political.
Mm-mm.
There's plenty of issues that, unfortunately, I mean, there's social issues, but they're politicized, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we understand that as Americans. We understand
Mm-hmm.
how that happens and what that means. Well, Harry and Meghan, you're basically, it's like a Trump, it's like MAGA versus everybody else. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Meghan and Harry. It's not just like a celeb thing. This is politics to a lot of people from the UK. Even though
Yes.
they are not politicians and the royal family is not in charge of anything,
Mm-mm.
but they have a lot of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, the people that claim to be, they call themselves monarchists and royalists and things like that. They're very likened to the right side that we have in America. They have a right and left in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And those people that tend to side with the royal family and the institution are much more to the right
Mm-hmm.
versus the left. And then if you look at the issues that they've faced, look at race.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar
Yeah.
to our left and right views here in America. So I think what happens is when we're talking about the royals at all, I mean, you really are sparking this flame, of divisiveness that they're dealing with. And, my mother-in-law is trying to finish watching the documentary, docuseries, whatever. And she said, what really caught her, and it did us too. And I don't know if we mentioned it, but the England's role with slavery
Mm-hmm.
started way before us,
Mm-hmm.
and it went on until not that long ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's all these like big hot button issues that are there. And I think a lot of the people that are so protective of, the royal family and honoring them and respecting them and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's kind of too, they don't like people telling the truth,
No.
and it's like, look, we've both said, I think we could still love the royals. I mean, that's not changing for me anyway, or I don't think for you, and still call a spade a spade. I mean, it is what it is. Right. I mean, even the queen herself had to address this stuff and did over the years, so, but that's, I mean, that is what we're dealing with. It's very, very divisive. And I think the Americans, the other part to it too, is there's so many Americans that get pissed that we like the royals.
Right.
So if you like the royals, you're like, fuck you don't love America. It's like, whoa, no, I'm just a fan of history. Like, it's just fascinating. Like,
it is. It's fascinating to me. Pop in Circumstance always has been fascinating to me.
It's crazy. I'm like, we're such a young country. We don't have that kind of history. It's like, this is fascinating to me. I don't know, but people spin it to be something else, and they can be cruel and vile and just, mean.
Yeah. And the biggest, a lot of them, I saw a lot of comments that said, you Americans need to like basically shut the fuck up, and you don't know what goes on here. You worry about what's going on in your dysfunctional backyard or something like that. It's
we
like,
do.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, okay, no, we don't live in England, but we see it. We see what's going on. We can discern what's right and wrong, just like we can here. I mean, we have
First of all, he married an American.
Right.
So we're just as invested now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, seriously. And I'll be the first one to admit, I had told you before I watched the docuseries, I was kind of over Meghan Markle. I was like, her podcast, her voice, she's really dragging this out. and
Me too.
all of that. And I was like starting to lean towards maybe there was a reason why, because it makes you the stuff that the royals were leaking to the press to throw her under the bus to take the light off of Andrew and William's affair were like you question it. Oh my God, what did she do those things? Did those things happen? But then after watching this, I was like, wow, no, I feel bad. I truly feel bad for that girl. She was victimized because of race. They were, she's being blamed for taking Harry away. All of the things, she couldn't do anything right.
No. And like we said, bottom line is they stole the show.
Oh yeah, totally.
And they're shinier and they're more interesting and everybody fell in love with them. And it was like Diana all over again, and it is what it is. I mean, that's our opinion anyway, and no one really knows 1,000% what is happening behind closed doors, what conversations are happening, but there was a lot revealed, in my opinion, in that docuseries. And I mean,
they could have done worse.
Oh yeah. And she has been traumatized, and so is Harry. And for all of you that are so hung up on Meghan, you claim to love these men now, William and Harry, especially I'm speaking to the royalists and the people that you're traumatizing him all over again.
Yeah.
How could you have said that your heart broke for his loss of his mother and, all these things that you claim to care about, but you're re-traumatizing him? I mean, that's my opinion. Shame on you. You're not a royalist. You're an asshole, and you're a bigot, and I'm going to call a spade, and whatever, it's like, it breaks because it broke my heart for her, obviously.
Yeah.
But for him as well, because those of us that really did fall in love with those boys even more because but we started to feel like protective, I think. And we were invested because they had this horrific loss, and we all felt that loss. And it was like, we just wanted them to grow up and be happy and be okay. And it's like, they won't let him, No. And there's just no reason for it. There's no reason that they could give. Nothing that would excuse this behavior.
No.
So,
no.
And I'm with you. I was getting I felt guilty after watching it because I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
I was really buying into some of that shit.
Yeah.
And, I'm so glad they did it.
I am too. And you know what? People will say, well, why? Okay, well, they left fine. Well, this is what I got a lot of. Okay, they left, but why do they have to drag the royal family through the mud? Well, they were dragged through the mud. They were dragged. They were ostracized by the press. They were fed. The press was fed stories to take the light off of. I read an article the other day that mainly a lot of this started when they got back from Australia because of the jealousy, but it also the Prince Andrew, Mike Epstein stuff, that all came to light about that time. So they wanted the direction off of Prince Andrew. And that's when they started feeding that, Meghan stuff, because then basically the press wouldn't report on that. They would report on Meghan and Harry. And another one was William apparently had an affair with this girl that was friends with Kate, Princess, Catherine, for years and years and years. And the press was going to report on it. And they were fed more stuff about Andrew and Meghan. Like, they were the fall guys. They were
her and their family, Meghan's family, they use that. That's the thing. It's like, why shouldn't, first of all, it's their story.
Yeah.
They have every right to defend themselves and all of that. But why should they defend the family? There's been no defense of them.
No.
At any time, they could have stopped it.
They could have
said enough.
Harry practically begged them.
Yeah. And maybe they wouldn't have been able to stop all of it, but they could have at least declared their feelings as, we are not okay with this.
Right.
And there's going to be consequences.
Yeah.
If this doesn't stop. And at least he would have felt, both of them would have felt like they had their back. But, there was none of that, period. There was none of it. And yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I saw a video on the internet, and I think I sent it to you, of William was out on the property, on one of his homes with his family. They were riding bikes. It was like a winter month because he was wearing a heavy jacket, like a puffy jacket. And a reporter was in the bushes taking pictures, and William saw him. And William went ballistic. You could see the trauma, and you could hear the trauma in his voice, how upset he was, screaming at this photographer, you're invading our privacy. What are you doing? This is my family, blah, 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 going on and on and on, and, calling security to come down. So William is traumatized as well with paparazzi and what happened to his mother. Yeah, he has to hold himself a different way because this is his inheritance and he's going to be king. But it traumatizes Harry as well. I mean, they both saw what the press did to their mother and ultimately killed her, being hunted. So, I don't know.
Listen, we're going to keep talking about it. You can comment. You can not. You can just remember, people, we can turn off the comments at any time. So.
Yeah. And a majority of them, I would have to say 98% of the comments were, that's a great view. Thank you for posting this. That's awesome. Yeah. This is, never thought of it that way. And of course, the trolls that are coming in and the people that will jump to our defense are like, thank you for commenting that, because now you just boosted this to go into more people's feeds, because the more comments and stuff, the more it goes to the FYP pages. So
so thank you for your contribution.
Yes,
it's one of those things that I mean, anything we talk about, it could be debated 9 ways to Sunday.
Yes.
I mean, you don't get, just so everybody understands, you don't get onto a platform like this and decide to become a podcaster if you're scared to tell people what you think.
No.
This is definitely not a fear. So whatever. But I think it's so just cool.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to teach me
I will.
So I can
definitely.
I would love, I really think we should put some older stuff on.
Yeah.
We really just need to fill it up.
100%.
Just put everything out there and see what bites,
what sticks. Yeah.
But I did want to point, I just wanted to talk about, because it was literally like, I was laughing to myself as I would send you stuff with the Nick Viall stuff. I was like, that motherfucker. I cannot. Now, granted, let me preface this with, I like Nick Viall.
I love Nick. Yeah.
And Jenny loves Nick. But, and I listened to his podcast and, stuff like that. But he started doing the royal stuff right after we dropped that episode. Not that I think we're anywhere near his stratosphere.
No,
but it just was funny. And I start sending Jenny stuff and I'm like, oh, this bastard this is our shit. What is he doing?
It's our one corner of the world. Yes.
Stick to your bachelor shit and shut up.
Unless you have Harry and Meghan on, go away.
Leave something for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Nick Viall, we're listening to you. We're watching you. I just thought it was funny.
That was funny. That was really, I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, in his take, did you listen to any of it?
Mm-hmm.
His take wasn't like ours. He was a little more critical.
Yeah.
Not cruel or mean or anything. Just,
well, listen, I can critique certain things as well. And, there were times where in the documentary, whatever it is, that I felt like, Megan has two voices. When she's really speaking, and then when she's telling a story, she puts on this fake voice, which is the voice she uses for her podcast, which is what turned me off. So I
She
think
is an actress.
yeah, she's an actress. I mean, she can turn it on and turn it off. So there were parts of it that I was like, oh, come on, you're acting now. You got the voice going. Please stop. Just be real.
Like cheesy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I also think being in that role of the Royals, you have to, it's like a
character.
Yeah. That you turn it on and turn it off. So
the only thing, my biggest critique was the H&M thing. Calling each other
yeah,
H
like what's
and
that?
M.
Yeah, like what's that about?
I'm like, okay, that's different.
Yeah,
like,
and her mom even calls her that.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I wondered if they had to kind of adopt that for a reason. Like initially, like maybe it had something to do with the way they were communicating, so no one would figure out who it was.
Right? Maybe,
and then it just kind of stuck.
Could be. Yeah.
But that was a little, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know the word for
over
it.
the top.
Yeah, but it just awkward or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like the sympathy. I got sympathy embarrassment every time they said it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, H. I mean, M is kind of cute because it's just M, but like Emma or M, I don't know. But it was just
like
weird.
Even to call him Has, because like his nickname, I guess, on Instagram way before they met was Prince Has. Like, so no one would know.
Which I didn't know before this.
Me either. I didn't either.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Because when I heard it, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Who?
I had no idea. Like, apparently she did too, because she was like, who?
Yeah. No, but that's kind of cute, like Has. But anyway, so that was, and I'm with you. Yeah, there's things I can critique. It's not like, listen, we're not saying they're perfect. We're not saying no individual is, and this was aimed more at the media.
Right.
And that's where my focus is. It's like
100%.
Again, very similar to issues that we're dealing with here in the States. And there's these media outlets that, they're not journalists, but they present themselves as journalists, and it's false. And their opinion shows. But people don't understand that, and they take their words as facts. And certain outlets, who shall remain nameless, they perpetuate it and they peddle it in a way they are trying to trick people into believing that what they're spewing out is fact. And the same thing is happening in the UK. And I think it's like more. I think that our two countries are probably. I could be wrong about this, but I don't really hear it happening in a lot of other countries other than like communist countries where it's like just propaganda, like the state TV and things like that. But I think the UK and America have a lot in common when it comes to that. And I think it is like just the close parallels that we have, with our governments and with their politics and with, our social ideas and, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and I will tell you, and not to, put a blame on Facebook like everybody else does, but there are a lot of times I'll see these videos will come up in my feed on Facebook, and it's about different celebrities, and the Royals is a main one that I guess there's a lot of these like little Facebook pages that have weird kind of names, and they make a video. And I forget there's one big one. I can't even think of what the name of it is right now, but they'll tell a story of a certain actress person with music, and you just see words and you're reading it, watching pictures. And it is a complete fabrication of what actually happened. And I didn't realize it until I saw one, believe it or not, on Scott Disick. And about how it was about how it said that he was only with Courtney for her money and to get famous and all of this other bullshit. And I was like, and like,
which is like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't marry her. He could have married her.
Right.
for you, you know, I
And it
mean,
was,
there's obvious
yeah,
things.
it was obvious, but it was blatant lies, and I knew they were blatant lies in certain instances because from watching the show, and
Mhm.
I was like, that's not even a fact at all. Like these are just these videos, and if you read the comments, it's people saying that this is not true. This is, and there was one on John Travolta and Kelly Preston that was complete garbage,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is just why these should be taken down. This shouldn't be allowed. And I think that people that don't know any better believe the stuff that they're
Mhm.
seeing. So they're getting false information. My mother is the biggest one. She'll tell me, like when she was arguing with me about politics, and I'm like, where are you getting your information? Facebook. I see the videos. Okay, Diane. I rest my case. It's like, all right, Diane.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, it changed. Everything got opened up with the 2016 election,
Mm,
and we started to take a really hard look at social media, and it's a fucking hellscape,
yeah.
and they they are private entities, they don't have to follow
Mm-mm.
the First Amendment. They don't have to follow, they can make their own rules.
Yeah.
But and I'm a big, big supporter of free speech. However, there has got to be something that
Is
can happen.
factual.
Yeah, it's like we have to figure out, and suppose allegedly Mark Zuckerberg has been working on this, and Facebook is trying to, you know, put things in place to, get rid of some of that stuff where it's like, no, you can't just post this stuff willy-nilly. But
Right.
it's there. Facebook is horrible, and Twitter,
Yeah.
it's like Twitter is the same way. And right now, more than ever, it's just incomplete. I mean, people are leaving in droves. They're like, this is insanity. And it's been insanity, but I guess it's worse. I've never been on Twitter, like, so I don't know, but I hear things. But yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. Facebook too has just gotten so weird. It feels like one big advertisement
It really is. It really
at
is
this point.
nowadays. Yeah. It's hard to like I've been setting up um my accounting business and my my tax software and just basically my tax business for the coming year. And all I get now in my Facebook feed are all these companies that want to sell you advertising for, to get tax clients and accounting clients.
Mhm.
And I'm like, please stop. I don't
Yeah.
even see my friends and family stuff anymore. So I'll like see a bunch of the ads and I'm like, oh, enough. And I just get
Yeah.
out of it.
I check into it every day, like just for a couple minutes, and I'm like, ugh, never mind.
Yeah. I don't even push our Facebook page because there's no
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I was doing it was, a lot of my friends and family really were like into it.
Mhm.
And like, but we can't do, like, originally we were able to post it and they could actually go to a link from Facebook,
Mhm.
but now they can't.
No, Facebook got rid of that feature.
Right.
And
So
and the episode automatically posts to Facebook from our website when it uploads. So now they can just click on it and go to somewhere else. They can go to our website and watch and listen to it.
right. So, but anyway, yeah, it's bullshit. People, you gotta do your homework.
You
I mean,
do.
I Google. I mean, at least Google. I mean, something. If you see something, Google it. 9 times out of 10, when I see
I
something
do
and I
too.
Google it, I will have literally within a few minutes of just going through a few reputable, what I feel is reputable. But that's the other thing.
Mhm.
It's like you can't buy into, there's just absolutely nothing out there that's telling me the truth. Because if you do, then yeah, you're gonna fall for anything. I don't know
Right.
what to tell you. But, go through a few reputable articles, and just, is this true? Is there any, like, 9 times out of 10, within 5 minutes, I know whether it's a bunch of bullshit or
Mhm.
there's some truth to it, and it's like, yeah, no, don't just buy it because it's, they're on Facebook.
It's like one big star or magazine or the Inquirer on Facebook nowadays. With
Yeah.
all the gossip. Somebody posted in our comments on one of the TikToks that Meghan and Harry are in big trouble. Netflix found out their lies in the documentary, and they're investigating them. And if they find out they're true, they're not going to get paid for the series. And I was like, what? And I Googled it, and it wasn't true. And I was like, dude, they've already been paid. You're lying. And of course, a million other people told the guy where to go. So,
bullshit.
Yeah. You're a bot.
Which they could be. Who knows? It's out there.
It's probably Megan's sister.
Probably.
Yeah. God. One of her many bot armies.
Jesus. Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
enough about that. So, are you working this weekend for New Year's?
I'm working New Year's Day.
Are you?
So New Year's Day is Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am working New Year's Day. Well, that's the thing. I always pick New Year's Day to work. You know, it used to be I only got one holiday out of the 3, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. Now that I'm PRN, I don't even know if this is an actual rule, but allegedly I still have to pick a holiday. I don't think I have to.
No.
But I did just say I will work New Year's Day.
Right.
Because since, Maria's husband passed, it used to be a big deal for us for many, many years. We would all,
I remember.
cram in one of our houses. So, we would alternate each year, my house and then their house. And we had a bunch of little kids and, so it's like, we don't want to be out drinking or doing anything crazy. So we would just make a big deal about it with us and the kids, and we'd make food and have drinks and have fun and, do the whole countdown and everything. And we'd all spend the night together at one of our houses. And, that just, it's changed since past. I do hope to, I want another tradition, I know that he would want that, that it probably would upset him to think that we stopped doing it, So, and everybody's getting older. The kids are getting older. It changes. It was going to change eventually anyway. But, I would love to come up with something. I don't know what, but just something. I don't know.
Something. Maybe we all go away somewhere.
Yeah. It's hard though, because it's right after Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody's like broken, busted.
Yeah. It's something you have to plan a year in advance almost so that you can.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that big. I just feel like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, plan something on New Year's Day or maybe plan something, just I'd like to do something. But, we've tried to, I think most New Year's Eves since he passed, Maria and I have ended up on the phone together. And, okay, so one year in particular, this was, I think, the second year after he passed. So it was the second New Year's. And I was working. And so I was like, I can't stay up late and, all that. And maybe it was the third year, because I want to say it had been a second. We'd had a couple New Year's and they both sucked and whatever. So I was drinking and Maria was drinking at our own houses. And the kids wanted to be on FaceTime together, and still try to do it together like they always had. And next thing you know, me and Maria are on FaceTime and we're both drinking. So it basically turned into we were together physically, but we weren't.
Right.
And before you know it, it's like we're dancing, we're crying, we're doing all the shit that we normally do, listening to music, I mean, the whole nine. The kids are filming us, acting like buffoons. And so that was very interesting the next couple of days to watch the videos of. Did not stay up till midnight, went to bed, relatively 10:30. Oh my God. The hangover was the worst hangover I think of my life. And I had to go to work and I wanted to die. And I was like, okay, never, ever do that again. So, but we had a good laugh, days after, where the kids are like, look at you guys. You were dancing. Look at that. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So I am working New Year's Day.
Okay.
Long story short.
So All right, let's talk about 2022.
Oh.
What is your peak and what is your pit?
Reflections. Oh, my peak is my
Of course.
granddaughter being born.
Yeah.
I had so many peaks this year. You know, it's hard to pick just one, but of course, the birth of my granddaughter. But, you know, I've said this before on the podcast. This was the Martin family's year
Yeah, which
of
is nice.
highs and lows and new beginnings. And, you know, we had a graduation from high school. We had a sweet 16. We had a new granddaughter. You know, so many things, so many things happen, you know, prom, and there was a lot of just, you know, our daughter going off to college and, you know, ending a relationship that she'd been in for a few years and just a lot of changes. You know, my father-in-law passing away, I would
Mm,
have to say is,
yeah.
you know, gotta be the pit, you know,
Mhm.
for sure. Um, you know, but yeah, it was just a very, very full, you know, year. And, you know, it's life has changed.
Mhm.
It was like life did this like total 360 for us. Everything's different.
Yeah.
Everything's different. We don't have the same amount of kids in the house. We have a grandchild now. We have, you know, it's like there's just so many new things that, you know, we're trying to be positive with most of it, you know, but yeah, it's been a lot. How about you?
You know, I feel like with you, it was a really big year. As full of a lot of change. I would have to say my pit would be the falling out I had with my sister. Um,
Okay.
you know, it's something that, you know, you think about it daily. And
Mhm.
so that was, you know, really heartbreaking. And my peak, I don't know. Um, I started a new job, which is really promising. That
Mhm.
I left the other one behind. You know, I don't know. I honestly don't know what the Wyatt was just in here, like shutting the door and he's grabbing his junk and whatever. Like trying to talk about my peak and he's over there fondling himself.
You're doing
There you go. There's my life in a nutshell. I don't know. I mean, as far as another pit, Carrie leaving the podcast was hard, but you coming in and that was a peak. So that made it
Hey.
better. And so, you know, there's a lot of different personally, and then my health, my hip is,
Mhm.
and I don't know, my health has just been bad this year with my hip and everything. So I don't know. I can't, I'll let you know when I come up with a peak. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Ashton's doing well in school, so that's probably a highlight. And
Yeah.
would it be superficial to say my new Jeep is probably the best thing that happened this year?
No, not at all.
Sadly.
Not at all. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so my new job probably.
Listen, all years are not filled with things like my year was. I mean,
Yeah. Well, this
it
year
was
that will be
definitely
us. That will be it for that. 2023 will be that for us with,
yeah. Yeah.
Ashton, God willing, graduating and all that.
I guess I try to just you know, it was so hard to I didn't want to miss anything, you
Mhm.
know, and it was hard though, and it was hard not to just bull through, you know, just bully my way through the baby shower. That was another big event, you know.
Mhm.
It just, you know, I think I did pretty good, you know, really trying to take it in, but it was a lot. And, you know, even the good stuff, it can really break you down, you
Yeah.
know, when it's just, but, you know, I always pray that God will keep my eyes open so I can see and I don't miss the blessings that are
Yeah.
coming my way. And yes, a new Jeep is a blessing. Okay. Like it's all good. You know, it's like you work hard and you're able to, you know, have
Yeah.
the things that you want, you know, and it pays off. And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with celebrating that in my book.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm hopeful for 2023. You know, I'm going to have surgery in February, and my hope is that I'll be able to walk without pain and move around,
Yeah.
and things will go up from there. Ashton's going to graduate in May, and my brother's going to come home for it. And so, planning a party and all that stuff. So I
A
really,
lot to look forward
lot
to.
to look forward to in 2023, and, hopefully put the other stuff behind us, one foot in front of the other,
Mhm.
as always.
Absolutely.
I don't make any I don't really make a New Year's resolution. Do you?
No, I used to kind of buy into that, when I was younger, and I actually gave a shit. But no, I do try to I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm always hopeful. I try not to put the pressure of a resolution,
Yeah.
because it's like, when you don't do it, then you just like feel like crap. And, but there are things I want to work on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always hopeful that I will get better and I will grow and I will, be able to overcome certain things. I mean, if I had to pick one thing, it would be my fear of driving.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I wish, or, have the most hope for, I definitely want to get this figured out so that I can, reclaim that.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's funny because I saw, not funny, but Oprah did like a little snippet. I saw it on Instagram. I should have shared it with you. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it was someone that had quoted it to her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something about wishing you a year without fear.
Mm.
And it just touched me, like, that was the specific message. And I heard it this morning, and I thought, like,
Yeah.
and it made me feel not alone. It's like, there's so many people, I think, especially with the pandemic, like we talked about earlier, we've had so many fears and anxieties that, I don't think we didn't have them before, or we just weren't tapped into that, like, part of life or
Yeah, I think
something.
so.
I think it just changed. I mean, obviously our trauma and grief and the people we've lost, and, that triggers that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just the fragility of life,
Yeah.
going through, we've all been traumatized with the pandemic and,
Mm-hmm.
with everything that's happened. So, I just thought that was a really great message. And that is, so not a resolution, but a hope for a
Yeah.
year with
Right.
less fear and anxiety. Yeah, would be
Yeah.
nice.
That would be.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I would be too. I would be just dandy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's hoping.
So here's hoping. Here's the hope. That's my word. Like Meghan Markle says, she doesn't do a resolution. She picks a word for the following year. I guess mine would be hope.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. I remember that. I liked that. Hope is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say fearless.
And I will say hope.
Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
We'll borrow each other's here and there. There
We
you
will.
go.
There you go. Well, on that note, we could put 2022 in the books. It's our last podcast of the year.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye.